The one game that we do have on record here up against the CIS Rejects was a 2-1 win, so they're definitely in it. Monkey Business, they have a lot more games under the belt here, wins, losses, and ties among them. Um, but yeah, definitely, it's gonna be a good match, right? Pretty much guaranteed with these kind of players here.
It is. So Kaipi are going to head out with the Ancient Apparition Tusk, first of all. This is a combination they've run before, and they've gone with the Wind Ranger as well as the Puck and Slark. The last time they did that, not quite sure if they're going to run the same exact heroes again this time, but they are already been comfortable with these two. I don't think I've seen Ancient Apparition picked up by them a lot, but when they do pick it up, they perform pretty well with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that runs out. But Monkey Business are going to grab the Doom Lich. That is a very common combination that we've been seeing in the recent days. And these two, they both have the same quality where they eat creeps, though in different respects. It's still a very good combination of heroes to have and very troublesome to play against, especially when they go aggressive on your cores.
Yeah, it's a really, really good offlane combo. We saw Lions run that in the first game of the Knights, and it's really hard to deal with. Lich is always going to be able to keep the lane back. Doom, if he gets a good creep, he's very, very survivable with any sort of armor or health regen or something along those lines, plus Scorched Earth. Then you have to deal with the constant harassment of the Frostbath from the Lich from a safe distance. It's, as you said, it's really, really hard to deal with. But later down the line, you do have the Ancient Apparition to deal with the health regen that the Doom has, and it is more manageable then, but you have to get to the point. You have to have a carry that has some sort of fallback mechanism and isn't really too reliant on getting his items to actually contribute something. So it's kind of a no-go for Slark to be there, and because if Slark gets into trouble, if he doesn't get a decently well-timed Blink Dagger or Vanguard or something along those lines, then his impact can fall off quite heavily.
Right now, I'm kind of surprised right now. The fact that Monkey Business picked up Lich here, I'm trying to find it, and I can't seem to find one point where they have played Lich in the past. They played against him a couple of times, and only a couple of times. But all in all, these guys, I'm really have nothing on this Lich pickup and how well they'll play it, if at all. But Kaipi, they're going to go ahead with the Wraith King, which is another kind of interesting pick here. Is I'm not sure they have run it before and they have not seemed to perform incredibly well with it. But I mean, if they're comfortable on the hero, more power to them.
It's a really interesting draft for Kaipi. I mean, just starting with the Ancient Apparition is not all that common. Even in 6.84, you see him sometimes as a niche pick. Same for Wraith King, really. It's like, feels like he doesn't really fit into all kinds of lineups. In this game, though, if you have a Doom up against you, and if you just charging at him, kind of trying to force out the Doom, then you don't really care because you're gonna come back, and then afterwards you're gonna have the covering fire from something like an Ice Blast or a Tusk blinking
Right.
in or something
Ooh.
along those lines. Beastmaster, it gets even more interesting here. It's Monkey Business pick up probably the mid laner now, right?
I don't know. I mean, Beastmaster can be played as both the mid and the off lane, but the big thing here is that they're picking up heroes completely out of left field for this team. I mean, we just talked about Lich not being played often. Beastmaster, I think, is along those same lines. I'm trying to find recent games for him, and it's really coming up pretty dry, actually. Looks like they played one game as him, and oh no, maybe not. I don't know, but he will get picked up here, and again, fresh heroes, fresh lineup right now for Monkey Business. I got nothing on this.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw Beastmaster played at all, but of course you do have it's very good pushing potential just with that aura.
Yep.
Very good scouting
Yep.
as well. That hawk is not to be underestimated. It's pretty much a free movable ward or two here for a couple of seconds at the very least. The axes, you can still use those to farm up ancients a little bit if you have a bad time, usually out of the off lane. But in this game, it's kind of up. It's kind of out there. They can go very greedy with Beastmaster Lich off lane, Doom jungle, and then some solo heroes for the mid and safe lane if they really want to.
Potentially. I mean, it brings to mind though, what are they picking up the Beastmaster to scout? And that, opens an interesting point in their draft where do they go from here? What heroes are they going to pick up to exploit that extra vision? And although there are a couple, I think Storm Spirit being one of those heroes that you think about, but Io being another, of course, Io being banned out. It just opens up so many questions for these next couple of picks from Monkey Business. And although Kaipi, they're going to grab the Night Stalker, who very interesting pick here. I mean, he's got a good set of skills. He's got a good early game presence, but there's a lot of kind of melee, a lot of single target focused down heroes from Kaipi. And Monkey Business, they might be able to exploit that with these the Lich pickup, of course, the Chain Frost bouncing between melee heroes pretty effectively. But just the overall lineup that Monkey Business have are able to control fights in that regard. The Jakiro pickup only adding to that, the AoE stun being very useful, as well as the macro pyre. You never want to fight in the macro pyre, but sometimes you're left without a choice.
Yeah, Kiro, very solid in that regard. Also gives you a little bit of extra push with liquid fire, a little bit of just being able to whittle away at everything, and it's just a solid, pretty much a solid lane support in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that hero.
Interested to see the lineup. Like, where are they going to lane? I'm trying to place each hero in their own respective lane, and right now it's looking like Lich and Jakiro are going to have to be the two supports here,
Yeah, for sure.
which will probably put Beastmaster in the mid lane, as you mentioned. I would think if this last pickup, a lot rides on it. It looks like Kaipi think or banned out a possible mid laner, so they might be thinking they might be running the Doom as a sort of carry play, but really there's so many flexible heroes on this lineup that I can't pin any single lane, whereas Kaipi are a little bit more standard. You can kind of guess where each person are going to be laning.
And Kaipi presumably looking for a mid laner themselves, yeah, unless they want to run around Nightstalker there, but Nightstalker versus Beastmaster is pretty favored to the Beastmaster, really, I would say. Just because you have the bow, you have the access to be able to harass quite nicely, and Nightstalker,
Yes.
before he gets a couple of levels in the first nighttime, isn't all that scary. So yeah, they're looking for a mid hero.
Huh.
That's gonna be Storm Spirit, so a little bit of a throwback to 6.84. He got hit with a nerf stick, mostly because of his damage on the Remnant, I believe. And also
the mana cost.
Bloodstone. Or the mana cost, there was that, yeah.
Yeah, Storm Spirit, he became a little bit more reliant on keeping tabs of how much mana you've got, which was a pretty big hit to the lower skill tiers. And I don't think it's as big of a hit towards the pro play right now. I mean, he's still a very strong hero, as evidenced by his pickups recently. I mean, I think I've still seen a couple games where he's completely dominated. But the problem is you can now not just throw him on anyone and have him be good at Storm Spirit. Meanwhile, Razor will be picked up by Monkey Business, which means this will be a carry Beastmaster with Miracle on the Razor. Huh.
Might still be a one position Razor in the mid Beastmaster, but up against Storm? I don't know actually. I kind of want to have the Razor there, right? Just get quick builds.
Both of them do really well. I think Beastmaster still can sustain well versus Storm. Like, if Storm walks forward and tries to get the remnants down, all Beastmaster has to have is a boar down, and Storm, he doesn't have ball lightning, of course, in the early parts of the lane, so Beastmaster can just run him down without support assistance coming to the mid lane to babysit cancel. So it's still a very, very good matchup for both of these respects, though Razor obviously being the ranged, faring a little bit better against the remnant spam.
My Dota's freaking out a little bit, and I'm not the only one.
Oh yeah.
Some more disconnects. We actually had a lobby misstart as well earlier, so let's hope they can actually get back into this. Yeah, interesting to see how these lanes will shape up to be. It's probably going to be that Razor mid though, with Miracle picking it up. But yeah, it looks like Bisa is back. Only waiting on Jakiro now. If you're just joining in, my name's Dragdrop, I'm joined by Ted. And this is the game between Monkey Business and Kaipi Dota here in the Dota 2 Champions League. So this is the first game, so you haven't missed anything.
And we're very familiar with technical difficulties right about now. I mean, still a little bit of bugs to iron out from the new client, so it looks like everyone has reconnected into the game. We should be going very soon. Super excited for this matchup, as you said, Kaipi versus Monkey Business. This is our last series of the day, right?
It is indeed. But of course, after that, there's always these one to watch. And
oh, of course. There's a lot to watch today. It's been a very active weekend for Dota, and I couldn't have asked for a better one as a avid Dota 2 pro scene fan.
Absolutely. So yeah, while we have some time, we can actually take a quick look at the lineups here before the action starts. Starting with Kaipi here. On the dire side, we've got Bisa on the Wraith King carrying Cancel, playing the Storm Spirit Bufni on that support Ancient Apparition. Come with me on that Night Stalker and Bone 7 Leaves him playing the Tusk. So, there is support Night Stalker or support Tusk?
Uh, I if we could see the items, of
Yeah.
course it was an instant pause, so we won't. Then it would probably be a little bit more obvious who is playing what. But I would guess more of a rotating support Tusk, as yeah, he picks up a couple of extra support items. Night Stalker going for the boots first means he's probably in the off lane. But for Monkey Business, it's going to be Fly TPing up to the tier 1 tower to drop an Observer Ward. He's going to be on the Lich with oh geez, who is that? Help me out on the Doom.
Moonmeander, I guess?
Okay, Moon Meander will be playing the Doom. Looking towards the mid, it's going to be Miracle on the Razor with Crit on the Jakiro. And finally, Big Daddy No Tail playing the Beast Master.
One and only, and it looks like they... can they go aggro try here? That's my question. I mean, you have the Lich, you
They
have the Doom,
can.
which is pretty strong offlane, and Jakiro, you can only
Yes.
add to that, right?
Beastmaster's very good solo. So, you know, they can and probably will now that you bring it up. Although I would imagine these supports, Lich and Jakiro, Crit, Fly, playing a little bit more of a roaming style. They could definitely put the pressure on Kaipi's safe lane. And, of course, it's going to be Beast playing this one. And the Wraith King can get shut down, but he's very tanky. He's got some lifesteal that he can level up pretty soon, later on and can jungle effectively with that. So they can put pressure on him, but I'm not sure they can completely shut him down. As Kaipi, they've actually smoked 4 for the bottom rune. And I'm not sure. Maybe Big Daddy No Tail gets caught here, but looks like not at the moment. Do they have Ice Shards to block him out? They're not going to spend it. And they'll just let him run away.
Oh, oh wow, they still get us here inside the trees, and he's all alone here, but the ice shot should be fading quite soon. Bone looking for the body block after the fact, and now with the extra damage from the... Oh, nice body block too! Then the extra damage from Ancient Apparition here with the Chilling Touch. That'll actually net him the first blood. I didn't think that would actually happen. I was kind of thinking that would be...
Too soon.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking that would kind of be a wasted smoke there, but they make it work.
Miracle in the mid, stealing 54 damage from Cancel. That is all of Cancel's damage, exactly matching up with his right-click pool. So Cancel's not going to be able to last hit with his auto attacks. You can see just how little he actually does. And top lane is looking like it is a little bit more aggressive. However, it will be Crit playing, again, that more roaming role as he's babysitting Miracle in the mid lane.
Especially with Bufni here is a little bit of a 2v2. It's something that we generally see a lot, really often, especially if you have someone like a Razor who's very known for his lane dominance just because of the static link. Especially up against
Big Daddy bottom lane. They're going to go for the snowball in. Come with me. Doing some pretty significant damage, though. Will pop the board, but yeah, I think he's going down here. The next Void to come out. Come with me got at least 2 or 3 Voids off over the course of that fight.
That's all his mana, but it's definitely worth it here. Picking up a
Yeah.
really quick secondary kill here on the Beastmaster, which is a hero that's supposed to survive solo, right? He's a traditional offlane hero, but being caught out for a second time with some excellent ice shots here from Bone 7.
The trick with Beastmaster, the fatal flaw, is that he does get up close and personal to the enemy, but you've got 2 very good brawling heroes, Bone 7 on the Tusk, Come With Me on the Night Stalker. They both fight very efficiently, very well, and it looks like Big Daddy, he did start going for the sort of run down at them build with the boar being leveled up, but he might just have to transition into the dual, or maxing out the whirling axes, just so that he can get some farm from this lane.
We'll keep an eye on that, definitely, as there's still a Mango here on Bone 7, so he does have the mana available to go for another play.
Top.
Speaking of plays, there's Doom going down. Hello.
Yeah,
Chilling
Moon
Touch.
Meander. They actually had the cold feet, and it looks like he couldn't move. He was just kind of standing still for a moment, probably just accepting his fate, but in the end, it's just a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Could not deal with it, and Monkey Business are having a little bit of trouble so far in the lanes. Has Come With Me in the mid on the Miracle. They're going to bring him down as well.
What is going on actually here? I mean, that's a Night Stalker. I mean, you're expecting these kind of rotations at the 4-minute mark, but not from the beginning of the match. It's absolutely crazy, and the problem is, with the levels he gets off of that and the gold, he's gonna be much more scary than it normally would be when nighttime actually hits.
Yeah, and every single lane right now is doing fairly... I mean, Miracle is still keeping up on the CS. Same with Moon Meander. They're both doing very well as far as farming goes, but You cannot die like this. And this Doom, oh wait,
Cancel.
mid lane,
One more
cancel.
right click will finish him off here in Miracle. Man, that Razor. A lot of
Meanwhile,
damage
bottom,
stolen.
Bone
God.
7. He's getting chased down, the whirling axes.
It's exactly at that time when Dota decided to have one of these hitches. So I couldn't get there in time, but yeah, monkey business.
We've had
starting.
6 kills in 3 minutes, dude. I
Yeah.
don't blame you.
It's really good that monkey business finally start to get themselves on the wall though. Kind of stem the bleeding here, especially in the middle lane. Miracle. Razor with a quick mechanism can do quite a bit in the mid game if he gets to that point and create some space for the other semi carries really. Because if you look at monkey business lineup, they don't really have a single one to bear the burden. But hey, speaking of burden, there's the Tobolda toss here onto Cancel, keeping him in place for a little bit longer. More damage and one more right click will do the trick, but there's a snowball here from Bone 7. Nice eye shots once again, and the Scorched Earth. Only level 2, not enough to keep him safe, but there's 2 mini dooms.
He can throw stuns with him, but he's not going to do it. Each one does a good 125 damage. Oh, wait, top lane, Bisa bringing down Fly. Oh boy.
Alright, I'm not keeping up. I'm
And
gonna
crit,
be honest here.
crit.
What? What the hell? Alright, it's
Bottom
not.
rune, dude.
God damn it. Okay,
10
they're not
kills.
stopping here. They're not even stopping.
10 kills in 4.5 minutes.
Come with me, just got fed a mango as well. They're gonna look for Miracle here.
I don't think they want to dive under the tier 1 tower. They've got to be very careful about it. Top.
They see
No,
come with me there
not
with the
too
Observer
much.
Ward as well, so
Yeah.
Miracle won't expose himself.
Okay, we're coming up at the 5-minute mark, and already we've had a bloodbath. But Kaipi coming out a little bit on top from it, but don't let that fool you, because Monkey Business are still in the lead as far as experience goes, and net worth is dead even, because if you look at the CS board, everyone on Monkey Business are CSing incredibly well. And it's not looking like Kaipi have been doing a very good job at keeping up with them. I mean, 27-4 on Miracle in the mid lane, going up against 12-4 on Cancel. This mid is not really getting the farm he needs.
And even the safe lane now, Big Dead No Tail, he's gonna
Wait,
scout
Moon
out
Meander,
the teleport on
Cancel.
top.
Wait, did they actually get this kill though?
Doesn't look like it here. Bone 7 comes in there in time with the mini dooms actually almost getting cancelled down.
Once again, I mean, he's got 2 little Dooms that can throw out a 125 damage nuke, and it looks like both times he's gone down, he hasn't gotten it off.
He just isn't thinking about it. Oh, Fly. That is nighttime, that is Night Stalker here. Miracle comes in though, it does have a static link available. Come with me has to at least run away. But Miracle pretty
He's a little bit
fast
too
himself.
fast.
And there's a slow coming out, a couple of right clicks from Miracle here. Should do the trick, especially with Doom coming in. There's a stun. And that's a nice little
Finally.
kill. Finally he knows how to use the spells. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's actually a really, really funky way to use Doom, just eating a golem.
It's
Dude.
funny though. I mean, it
Absolutely.
brings good maneuvers,
Cancel.
but
You're not level 6 yet. There's the Ice Ball. Miracle's right there. Doesn't have the link. Doesn't need it. But by the looks of it, he will use it anyway just to make sure to get plenty of right-click damage here. Bring down Cancel again. That Storm Spirit is not where he wants to be. That's the crux of it. I mean, as you said, the last hit's still in favor of Monkey Business. They gaining kills now. Speaking of kills, Big Data No Tail is dead once again. 3 hero rotation down here. Chilling Touch, Snowball, the Night Stalker is still at nighttime. Not a whole lot that you can do there. Even more rotations coming in, but they are fighting back and they're getting farm on their course.
they're fighting back indeed. I don't know if fighting back, they're just fighting. Everyone is everywhere on the map. Now Moon Meander is going to go and chase down Beast on the top.
There's Doom available, but so is the Reincarnation, so it would be great to trigger that. But ideally you want to trigger that in a situation where you know that you can get the secondary kill as well. So no reason to throw out the Doom just yet.
Yep. And Bisa really on top of it, skilling the Reincarnation at level 6. This has been a very active game, so it's one of those times, usually when you're playing Wraith King, you would like to be able to keep Reincarnation off until you hit about level 10 and then level 11 respectively, so that you don't pop it for something that you don't want to pop it for and put it on cooldown. But having to get it at this point, because there's just so much of a threat all across the map at any given point in time, you've got 3 or 4 heroes in one lane just fighting, brawling, doing everything they can to knock down the other team. And it's leaving some really action-packed Dota, but it's also creating a lot of space across the map, because any one lane that's being pressured is another lane that isn't. And you can see Big Daddy No Tail on the bottom, 45 CS. His counterpart, Bisa, with only 34. So the farm is still going the way of Monkey Business, despite the kills being in favor of Kaipi. But because the kills are in favor of Kaipi, the lead is pretty shallow.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tail, he does have his strats now if he wants to finish him up. And together with the Liquid Fire here from Crit, actually doing quite a lot of work to the tower. And come with me, not really in position to do anything against this since it is daytime and he doesn't have his level 6 yet. Big Daddy No Tail, he does though, gets the roll, follow up with the Ice Path. There's a snowball coming in and actually a lot of counter damage coming up against this Beastmaster, and now Cancel comes in, but there's the Lich ultimate here. They do finish off the Night Stalker and Bisa. A lot of trouble as well. He's isolated all alone. Cancel here trying to help. He does have his level 7 of course zipping around. Is that going to be enough though? Now out of mana, there's a Doom. That'll be his death sentence. And Bisa will make it out at the very least, but that's 3 heroes down for 1 and a grand opening here on the tier 2 tower. Big invitation to take that one as well, between the Liquid Fire and the Creep Wave coming in.
Yeah, major point of that fight was Big Daddy No Tail. Even though he did go down, he was able to get his boar off, and that pretty much is a death sentence for anyone that gets hit by it. Of course, the Doom coming out from Monkey Mander on point to bring down Cancel. Though he didn't have any real mana left to zip out anyway, it's still pretty much secured his demise, but it looks like Kaipi, they want to turn it.
Yeah, snowball here onto Doom. There's the slow as well as the ice shots punch up into the air, but he's quite tanky. Let's get the Scorched Earth off. Nice ice path here onto, and now they have to retreat. As Miracle here, looking very strong. Come with me, actually caught on wrong side. There's an ice blast coming in though, hits on everyone. Crit might actually fall down here in the bottom. Same for Doom. And all of a sudden, not really looking too good for Monkey Business anymore. Fly comes in the back, and oh, Doom is still alive. Doesn't actually die to that Cancel. We'll have to commit more mana to actually make that work. But now it's a 1v1 between the Storm and the Lich.
Still more Herbolers. He gets one off though. Can you get a second? Yeah.
Cancel should be able to zip away though now.
It doesn't have a whole lot of mana. You can only zip a small bit, but yeah, they aren't able to grab. Meanwhile, No Tail's in the top lane, just pushing it out, but he might see some aggression as Bisa comes in.
He gets a stun to the face, but no follow-up here from either side. As I say that though, Grid is coming, it's making his way up top to try and help out. There is no reincarnation, and they're gonna make use of that. Bisa just bursts it down with the roar and the follow-up from Grid. There's an Ice Blast coming in though, and Bone 7 is here as well. They do get the stun as well as the Ice Blast on 2 heroes. That'll be No Tail going down yet again, and it is nighttime thanks to Night Stalker's ultimate here. Come with me looking for Crit. But
yeah, he does have Void, so he should be able to grab it.
Yeah, there it is. There's a slow on to Crit. Fly is here too, but he might actually... Oh, yes, the ultimate off cooldown again, commits it. And a couple more right clicks should do the trick, and they actually bring down the Night Stalker. Gonna be trading out against Crit.
Yeah, Crit going down to the urn. That last tick being just enough damage to kill him. Rather unfortunate, but at the same time, I mean, he was in the area to get the experience and the assist gold for bringing down Come With Me as he died second. So that is a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory, but still, you never quite want to die. These Ice Blasts, though, are being an absolute nuisance for Monkey Business. As Kaipi, they've gotten it out several times, and every single time it's pretty much secured 1 or 2 kills that they may or probably would not have gotten otherwise.
And considering it's only 12 minutes in, even though it's only level 1 Ice Blast, it's still a really big advantage to have in a fight. You can get that on multiple heroes, especially if you have someone like a Storm Spirit or a Night Stalker who can really benefit from that damage over time, as well as just having an easier time bursting someone down and then switching to the next target. Speaking of targets, No Tail once again, Crit is here as well, and No Tail though falling very low. Come with me, burning in the fire. He's being slowed down as well. Can they bring him down actually? Looks like they can. A couple of right clicks will do the trick. There it is, the boss. Actually, secure damage over time. We'll secure that as Bone 7 gets No Tail in the backlines here with the ice shots. And now Crit, he's feeling like a carry here, but Cancel's joining the task to bring down this dragon, this twin-headed dragon. That will be that. Cancel on the killing spree quietly here after all of that.
Yeah, this
as well.
Monkey Business are playing a very 1-by-1 style right now, and it's not really working out in their favor. Yep, they're going to link him up. They shouldn't be able to kill him, though. Gets close, but no cigar. But it seems every single time there's a fight that breaks out, someone on the back lines could very well just run away and get away alive, but doesn't. as evidenced by Crit here. He was a little bit too far forward for a little too long, even after No Tail got brought down. He was close to his tier 1, but decided to run into the shop
Just
as
doesn't
mid
stop
lane.
here. Miracle will be bursted down as Kaipi converges on him from all sides. They do get the tower denied at the same time. What is this game actually? Not even 15 minutes in, and we're having so many kills on both sides already.
Yeah. This is the dream, dude. This is every caster's dream.
Absolutely.
A lot of action happening all over the map. 33 kills in 13.5 minutes. The net worth also showing to be a pretty even game. I mean, Monkey Business, they do have the lead, still in net worth by about 1,500. But at 13.5 minutes, 14 minutes is not a lead that you want to say, well, shoot, they've won the game off that. It's very shallow. It's very comebackable. In fact, they don't even call it a comeback at this point. You just call it a one-team fight, and it's already on the other side of the equilibrium point.
Oh,
as all the doom.
Oh, that was so sneaky there for Moon Meander. He had the Shadow Amulet there, used it to wait at the rune, and then throw out the Doom on to cancel as he came to get it. Very sneaky
Beautiful.
indeed, and yeah, now the Shadow Blade completed. That's gonna get even better as now Monkey Business gonna use that to put on some pressure on another tier 2. This time around here in mid. It is nighttime though, so Come With Me is able to do some work.
Moonmeander, he's got the Shadow Blade complete, and he's making a turn around the back. They don't quite have vision of him. Not yet, at least, even with the Sigil. He's got that invisibility. He's coming from behind, but it looks like he'll reveal with a Hurl Boulder. And Come With Me looking like he wants to run after him, but he's not going to be able to do so. Meanwhile, TP to the top lane, as that tower is just down. Maybe this TP is a bad idea. Or, nope, looks like they'll back off.
He will be able to farm up a little bit, but that means now the Doom is out of commission for the fight if Kaipi can take it. Is that actually going to wrap around him, it looks like. But Moon has to
that Shadow Blade is helping, yeah.
It's really hard
Does
to
anyone
get him now.
on Kaipi actually have any vision for him? It doesn't look like no sentry. Okay, now they'll just buy sentry wards. Buffney being able to grab those up, but still no real dusts out. Nothing to grab an incredible amount of vision. This could be really good for Moon Meander, as sentry wards are okay, but as long as you've got a general idea of where they're being placed around the map, I mean, right now you know they've got a sentry ward over here, so you just avoid that area. But as long as you've got the general idea of where they would be, then you don't exactly worry about them with the Shadow Blade. It's more the dust that you worry about, because you want to be able to escape with that Shadow Blade. But No Tail, he's going to be farming up in the jungle, doing a pretty decent job at it, getting low, but the boars are more than enough to complete it. And I really love these guys, by the way. Boars are one of the unsung heroes of Dota. They are incredible, and they win team fights, as evidenced by stunning the boar back. What was that, TI4?
That was tier 3 even, yeah.
Oh,
that
was it TI3? Jesus,
that
I'm
was a
old.
long time ago. But iconic nonetheless.
Yes, very. And there's going to be Necronomicons now completed. Bisa will grab the armlet, as Come With Me spending the void just to get the boar, but at that point it's inconsequential, as Monkey Business are moving up in towards the mid-tier 2.
I want to draw a Tombstone there, but might have some action here. Bisa actually all alone out front. Yes, the Reincarnation is only level 1, so don't necessarily want to use it if you don't have to. Ice Blast flying way across, but does actually grease everyone regardless.
Yep.
Kaipi.
It was mostly a scouting Ice Blast. They wanted to try to see if they got vision, and he kept it going to try to find anyone. Unfortunately, Monkey Business, they do get caught by the tail end, so they still get caught out, or at least scouted out by the Ice Blast, and they'll back up, but they still get the tier 2 tower, and you know, in the end, a pretty good victory for them, as the more map control, the better for these guys. Gives them more opportunity to take this brawling heavy game and switch it ever more in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time though, I would say that Monkey Business is fine just taking it slow for a while, because they're starting to get their items up on the Razor, who is sitting on top of the net worth by country a mile at this point. Yes, it's Dungeon Yasha completed now, so if they want to fight, if they want a 5-man, they can do that just on the back of that. And then you have a Doom with his ultimate back off cooldown, working on an Aghanim Scepter already with the point booster completed. Then you have No Tail, who can go for split pushing style or just some general extra pushing power, and some very strong initiation as well. I mean, doesn't have a blink dagger for swords, but if you get close to him, and if you want to fight as Kaipi, you have to get close. You're going to be targeted down by that Doom.
Tier 2 gets wrecked. They smoke underneath their own bird, so nothing real consequential about that. But Is anyone building a mechanism on Monkey Business? I'm kind of worried about this because for this style of play, you would imagine that a mechanism would be very important. Is this smoke actually going to come out and be very useful here? But they can't seem to grab Beast, so they will get it with the Scream, and they should be able to bring him down. They're trying to burn his mana. He does not have Reincarnate. If he goes down, no, he has a stick, gets himself enough mana, and he should be able to do so. Meanwhile, Cancel is going to chase on to Moon Meander, bringing him down. Bisa throws out the stun. No more mana for the Reincarnate, but they will get Moon Meander. Cancel dropping low, but he's going to be able to get away the TP from Buffney. It will connect, but does he die? No, he does not.
Whoa. Wow.
Wow.
Everyone just went so freaking low in that fight, and no one actually died though, apart from Nightstalk, which is kind of okay here considering that you have the Wraith King still surviving, not having to use his ultimate there. At the same time though, that's just a power play from Monkey Business, and that alone might just scare Kaipi away from trying to defend the tier 2. And it's 5 minutes in, and that's the last remaining out of tier tower here on the Dire side.
I mean, for all intents, oh wait, what the hell?
What?
The courier just died right here. What was that courier?
I don't know. It's just the
maybe Moon Meander microing his Doom shards and accidentally. Oh wait, the dust! They spot Moon Meander.
Yeah, and he's actually dead. Even the Ice Blast coming in, that'll actually be needed to finish him off. Yes, Bone 7 coming in. It's right into the Ice Blast. Bisa as well. Doesn't reincarnate, but they will pick up Fly before and Miracle. They've taken a lot of damage here from Bisa. But is it going to be enough? It looks like here with the roll coming in from the back, Miracle still quite heavy on the damage, but he doesn't have time to right-click at anyone. And he will finally die, maybe? Yeah, he will finally die to damage over time from the Wraith King here. As these Doom Shards are doing some work.
Big Daddy in the back, the back shards.
Wow. It's not even Bone 7, man. He's just everywhere. He will find Crit here as well. Come with me to try and help him out. The Doomlings enough to keep Bone 7 a little bit lower here, but Crit should fall, making it a 5-man white queue for Kaipi at the end of it all. And this game is not showing any signs of slowing down at all, man.
So over the course of that fight, there were several points that I wanted to bring up after the fact. But they just kept coming that now I'm like, I'm lost. I completely forgot half of them. But in the end, I mean, first of all, the courier going down. That kind of set things up for Monkey Business. Because then after that, once Moon Meander died, it almost seemed like Monkey Business were like, well, shit, what are we doing? And they just kept kind of going in and coming out, and things were happening all over the place. Miracle, he steals a ton of damage from Bisa, right?
Yep.
And gets him low. He doesn't do much damage, but then he gets the kill. Bisa comes back, and he's got all the damage back. So he just turns and fights again, and of course, Miracle did end up dying in the backlines after almost living several times, but this goes back to my earlier point. I think I brought it up a little bit of time ago. Who's buying the mech?
Yeah, exactly.
On Monkey Business? No one's got one, and I feel like that's really putting a huge damper on their ability to fight. If they had a mech there, they probably would have only lost Moon Meander. Maybe they could have gotten a couple of kills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Razor is kind of the prime target, or the prime hero to go for these kind of mechs to just augment your mid-game strength, your mid-game power, because you don't really need any damage because you're going to get that from the static link most of the time. At the same time, Doom could be doing the same thing, right? I mean, you don't really necessarily need the Aghanim Scepter straight away. If he didn't have that, he could have probably had a mechanism by this point. But the lack of that will mean that their team fights are a little bit more all in than they would have needed to be, I guess.
Radiant's courier will respawn, and I'm not sure he's too keen on bringing items as they completely sent him to his own death last time. If I were that courier, I'd probably just like switch sides and go to the other team. But at this point, looks like he is forced into this slavery, being treated poorly. Courier abuse right now.
It's a Necro 3 though.
Isn't there like
Tail, as well as a Yield Scepter for crits, so they're having some extra tools now under their belt to take team fights, to take pickoffs themselves. Avenge the courier. Kind of say sorry in a way, I guess.
See, I'm trying to think. I keep thinking back as to why that courier died, by the way. And the two things that come to mind are either Moon Meander, like, mismicroing one of his shards. But then I remembered, wait a second, Big Daddy No Tail, maybe he treated the courier as one of his birds and tried to send it for vision and then lost it
Maybe,
that
yeah.
way. Like, there are a couple possibilities, but in the end, it's really unfortunate that that had happened. And of course, a team fight after that, probably a little bit more of a sticky situation for Monkey Business. But in the end, it's looking like Monkey Business. They had a decent lead. They still have a decent lead in net worth, but experience is going back and forth between Monkey Business and Kaipi, and neither team really showing a a game-winning strategy or showing that they can like easily win this game in the next couple of minutes. But Kaipi over the past couple of fights have been seeming to be a little bit more moving as a group, moving as a team, and I feel like if that trend continues, Monkey Business will just straight up lose the next couple of fights. But they will be going for this Roshan. They smoke in, and I don't think Kaipi are any the wiser.
They're nowhere near there to even scout that out. Bufni, of course, has the Ice Blast if he wants to throw it out. Even then, they would probably be too late to actually stop this from happening. Nice little gambit here from Monkey Business that works out this time. Might lose their tier 2 for it, but at the same time, they have the option to teleport back in time to defend this. Now Kaipi will tell themselves, oh my god, what did we do? What did we let happen here?
Yeah, this is never something we want to do now. Unfortunately, the zoo is closing for Monkey Business, and it's going to be opened up again shortly, but it's still about 60 seconds that Monkey Business may not want to actually take a fight, because those Necronomicon units are a lot more useful than just being units that right-click. They've got the Mana Burn, which is great against Bisa. They've got the little buffs that come from the Archer. That's great for the entire team. Stacks very well with the Inner Vitality from, or Inner Beast, sorry. Inner Vitality is Huskar.
Yeah.
But those two stack really well together. It's more or less you really want to take fights when that's up and avoid when it's down. So that's 60 seconds that Monkey Business can't really be aggressive, but it looks like they're handling it really well. They backed off. They started farming up. They have plenty of time on this Aegis Immortality, so they're just chilling out for a little bit and playing the calm, collected game.
We saw them ping out the top tier 2, so they want to grab that objective as soon as they can, just to wipe the slate clean and then not take any chances going high ground too early, right? Up against Kaipi, who, let's not forget, Stonesford still has caught himself. Considering the bad start that Cancel had, he's come back into this game, he has the Orchid finish, now working on the Bloodstone, has the Solding already, and yeah, pretty damn close when it comes to net worth. About 3,000 now in his pockets after that tower went down. So once he has that, the game might swing around in Kaipi's favor when it comes to map control as well, because then they will be able to defend from the high ground, grab a couple of kills, and then walk across the river.
Yeah, tier 2s have been dropping like flies, but as you said, pushing the high ground is a real big problem. Now, Miracle's got his BKB at the ready with an Aegis Immortality. He's got plenty of ways to just kind of sit up there and be aggressive, but with no Aghanim Scepter, he's just got to right-click the tower down and rely on that alone. Crit, though, putting out his Breathe Fire out. This the Liquid Fire, sorry. And that will do a decent amount to the tower. It's actually dropping very low. The Ice Blast, though,
Hits
as
on 3
Cancel
heroes
comes
here.
in.
But they don't seem to be phased by that, which is, I mean, Miracle, he has the Aegis, so he kind of wants to use them. I mean, his time is now as a Razor, but
they kind of split focus between the racks, not going after a single one, which means they won't bring down either, as Kaipi will repel them for a short amount of time. But remember, Monkey Business, they still got the Aegis. They've got a decent amount of after-the-fact regen by the urn, so they should just wait up, wait for the Necronomicon to come back. It actually looks like they're going to back off entirely. I figured maybe they regroup and go for another push, but right now, Big Daddy, he makes his way back to the fountain. Though he's got a Blink Dagger at the ready with the gem, this should be a pretty decent amount of initiation from Big Daddy, but they're still not using it just yet. I guess not comfortable with how the last fight was staged. But we will look to see that Blink Dagger maybe come of use pretty soon as Kaipi, they're making their way around smoked up.
They'll kind of give it away here with the with the Hawk just dying there, but it's a little bit unfortunate just not getting anything off of that smoke. We see Critty on the high ground ready to reveal it should they come this way. That'll be that. They're still looking for it though. They'll have a little bit of time left. They could wrap all the way around. There's no one to find here. Kaipi is just barreling straight down the middle lane.
Yeah, the big issue right now with Smoke Inking Monkey Business is they've got all three tier 2s still up and a tier 1 still available. So any fight they try to take, if they try to go for the smoke around and take him in the mid lane, they're going to be fighting
Oh,
underneath the tier
cancel.
1 tower. But how they go in?
He's coming in on to make that No-Tail. Not a whole lot of damage being done until the rest comes in. Now, No-Tail, he's actually being grazed by the ultimate. Will he die before he can get his ultimate off? Yes, he will shatter. At the same time, Miracle here links up to Bisa, Doom onto cancel, so he's taken out of the fight. And that should keep the Wraith King here all alone after reincarnation. He'll try to teleport out, that's not gonna work. Doom holding on to the stun from the from the golems, and now the last one on the list is Come With Me here. Last one in Field of Battle will fall, making a 2-for-2 trade at the end of it all. It's cancelled. Did he survive this or did he buy back?
Cancel. Yeah, it looks like he lived through it all.
Ooh. Since when do Storm Spirit survive against Dooms?
Well, it's not an Aghanim Scepter Doom, so if he just walked away, unless Moon Meander wanted to chase him through the entire thing, which was pretty useless amount of time spent by him, then Storm Spirit seemed to just be able to get away. Plus, if you had Tusk there to save his life, you had many ways to just kind of draw the fight around. But the big kill there was they got Bisa. They burned through his reincarnate, and then they brought him down a second time. And that just gave Monkey Business a lot more in that fight than what it was initially thought to have. As a 2-for-2 trade is great. For both teams, I guess, at this point. Like, Kaipi, they get the 2-for-2 trade, they can defend their base. Monkey Business, they get the 2-for-2 trade, they can try to be aggressive elsewhere on the map. But in the end, Kaipi, again, they lose Bisa, and they also lose their ranged racks in the top lane. So I guess who were to take the advantage of that fight? Monkey Business, a little bit more so than Kaipi.
Yeah, I would agree. Aegis is down on those, so it's a little bit harder to keep going for that. And I don't know, I can't help but thinking that the longer Kaipi stays alive and actually holds their base, or at least their melee racks, they will continue to have an easier time start taking next fights, especially if they can keep getting these couriers. What the hell is going on?
Wait, what?
They just sniped off the Assault Cuirass courier or something like that.
No way! That is big. That Assault Cuirass being down for 2 minutes, that is the item progression of Miracle. Without that Assault Cuirass, these fights, as you said, the longer this goes on, Kaipi gets a little stronger. I have to say it's a situational statement. I think that Monkey Business can still keep up as the game gets later, even 50 or 60 minutes in. They still have the same carry potential, in my opinion. But the fact that they're now down an entire item, and we take a look at Miracle, he's got a 5k net worth lead on cancel, but that's all negated now because the courier just got sniped off. So this lead is now in favor of Kaipi, and that is really problematic for Monkey Business, as they're probably just going to wait 2 minutes for that Assault Cuirass to come out instead of try to take a fight and potentially lose a lot more of an advantage off of that kind of engagement.
That is a prime opportunity for Kaipi now to make up some map control. They're gonna take the last remaining tier 1 here in mid. It actually helps a lot. They're gonna move straight to the tier 2 top just to get more gold, more map control in their favor. To make the most out of the situation here. With the Miracles item progression pretty much halted. Monkey Business, they can fight, I guess, but they don't really want to.
Yeah, they can't. I can't stress that enough. They can still fight, and if they see something that they can, win a fight in. I mean, most pro players are pretty good at identifying the situations they can and can't engage. But if they see one that they can, they will still go in. It's not like not having Assault Cuirass is going to make them back off, but it's just going to make them more and more weary. Their position is going to be a lot more conservative across the map, and that's going to mean that there will be less opportunities for them to find those big fights that they can win. So, for the next couple of minutes, for the next 1 minute at least, they will be playing very conservatively, and you can see they're avoiding Kaipi, and this is actually a problem for Kaipi. They got the Assault Cuirass. They should be playing incredibly aggressive and finding these situations where they can exploit it. But for right now, they're just playing into Monkey Business's favor, where in a short amount of time, that 5k net worth lead will be back, and Kaipi are going to be left to fight into an Assault Cuirass, but maybe we see the initiation now.
Come with me here on to make that No-Tail. There's some help with the Ancient Apparition. No-Tail actually runs straight into that. At the same time as Necro units, they do quite the number on Come With Me, at least in terms of mana, so it doesn't really feel comfortable engaging, as the rest of his team is also quite far behind. So they'll just try to defend high ground here with... Does he have... Yeah, The AC is still not on Razor though. 10 seconds until the courier responds, and it still needs some time to get back here, so
Yep.
plenty of time for KP to take matters into their own hands if they want to.
Well, they're just going to send Necronomicon units up to the high ground, deal a little bit of chip damage to that tower. I mean, the Necro won't actually die to anyone, so it's not like you're giving a decent amount of gold to Kaipi. You're just putting pressure, and this is pretty big. The fact that they got this 2 or 3 tower down as low as they did, there's no way to get it back up. So all Monkey Business have to do is continue to slow siege this one, maybe rotate to another lane and put some pressure on the melee racks or continue doing what they're doing, but the Ice Blast will come out, and this could potentially be it.
Yeah, Crit lifted up into the air here, and there's the Roar coming out on the Bone 7 in the backlines though. And now they're exploiting themselves. Crit will fall, so will Bisa, but he does have the... Oh, the backline actually keeping him alive. From Bone 7 he is Miracle, who wants to get that kill, wants to get the reincarnation, who will do so. Now finishing off the Tusk at the same time. That BKB just protecting him so hard right now, and with all the damage that he stole, he's being a menace, but now the BKB wouldn't matter, he's being controlled up. Lich ultimate will come back though, actually keeping him alive, and now it's Kaipi in their own base. They have to get the hell out of there. Bisa in no position to continue to fight without his ultimate, and yeah, Monkey Business staggering their approach very nicely there.
After Moon Meander got his Doom popped by Lincolns, I thought that fight was over. The lack of Doom being a huge crutch, but it looks like Monkey Business outmaneuvering Kaipi in their own base. They're going to grab Come With Me as well.
That's a dieback.
The dieback, yes. And now they'll chase. Oh boy. They bring down Buffney, and they've got the kill disadvantage, but in immortal words, kills mean nothing. Throne means everything. And it looks like Monkey Business have taken that to heart as they bring down one set of racks. They can go at all 3 right now. They've got the Beastmaster. He is there, giving them all attack speed bonus. They're mowing down these racks, and they're going to get all 3. They're going to Mega, and GG!
What a game, man, Ted. What a game this was. 28 to 24 kills. Bone 7 gets everyone a nice little embrace at the end of it all there. But Kaipi, they fall in an action-packed matchup against Monkey Business. Pretty much on the back of that one botched team fight there. At the end of it all, it's like late game Dota. Even though it's not real that late, but you make one mistake and everything you built up, everything you tried to work for in the game, yeah, kind of bites you in the ass. It's kind of not worth it at all, and you still